Hello once again, you beautiful people. Hello once again, audience. Captain Fletch here on this wonderful, wonderful Friday. The sun is shining. Liverpool Football Club are making moves in this transfer window. Everything as far as what being myself and a Liverpool fan is concerned, it's all looking really good, man. It's all looking really good, really exciting, really happy with what is going on right now. It's potentially Florian Friday. That could potentially be done, dusted, wrapped up, signed, sealed, and delivered today. We've got news on Milos Kerkez, a deal finally being struck there between club and club for the Hungarian left-back with a medical set to take place next week. We've got news yesterday of Isak potentially being on the cards for this summer transfer window. We shall see, obviously, how that one goes. Do check out the live stream yesterday if you haven't already. And then, over the past 24 hours or so, Marc Guehi. Crystal Palace's Marc Guehi could be going to Liverpool this summer if reports are to be believed. It's a busy transfer window already for Liverpool that could be set to get even crazier, even bigger. And rather than if you can smell what The Rock is cooking, it's more so if you can smell what Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes are cooking, if you get my drift, because those two right now are like master chefs. They are cooking for Liverpool right now, and we have got something special seemingly lined up. We are looking really good right now. The excitement is at an all-time high. The optimism is at an all-time high. We have to see it obviously translate on the pitch, of course, but everything right now is seemingly moving in the right direction that myself as a Liverpool fan and a lot of other Liverpool fans from across the globe have wanted this team to move like, wanted this club to move like for a number of years. I'm super excited. I'm super happy with this. I seriously am excited by all that is happening right now. We're obviously going to be talking Kerkez. We're going to be talking Marc Guehi as well. We're going to be talking outgoings as well, with it looking like Jarell Kwanzaa is on his way to Bayer Leverkusen. But before we get into all of that as well, we would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and probably greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you all to get involved in the chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling about any of the footballing topics that we're going to be discussing today, and any ones that you want to, any football topics that you want to talk about as well. Like drop it in the chat, and we will get round to discussing them. I am sure we're going to be also looking at obviously what the likes of Romano's had to say, what David Ornstein's had to say on these topics as well. But I encourage you all to get involved in the chat, as Reluctant Gamer is right now. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you are well, my friend. Lovely to see you back in the chat. He simply says, yo. And then Liverpool taking advantage when City busy in the Club World Cup. I mean, you could look at that maybe as a possibility. I still think that you can still perform deals even if your club are engaged in other activities and tournaments and things of that nature. But I get what you mean. We are moving very fast in this transfer window, and we're seemingly trying to get our business done ASAP. He says that Liverpool and Chelsea and Man United take Newcastle's ideas in signing players. Welcome to being a big club, bro. Welcome to being a big club. You know, you're not the last. You're not the first, and you won't be the last to suffer with that kind of thought process, I'm sure. Kerkez, Guehi, I don't rate. You don't rate both of them? You don't rate both of them? Or is it just Guehi you don't rate? I'm intrigued to know. Newcastle can sign some. Is that meant to be can't sign? I mean, it's intriguing. It's intriguing what's happening at Newcastle right now. I'm not 100% sure what is going on. I'm obviously not fully clued in as much as, let's say, you would be from the outside looking in. But I am very intrigued to see what Newcastle can do in this transfer window. I don't rate both Bro or Wirtz also. I remember you saying about Wirtz yesterday. I remember you saying that you don't rate Wirtz. I mean, again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not going to hold it against you. I personally think that that Kerkez has been one of the best performing left backs this season. I think maybe only slightly behind Anthony Robinson, maybe. But then again, when you consider the age range he is and the potential he's got, I think that he is a fantastic signing for us, which we'll get onto a little bit later. And I think Marc Guehi has been such a solid and consistent player for Crystal Palace that he, in my opinion, would definitely upgrade our centre-back options, again, as we get onto a little bit later. Newcastle can't sign players. They don't want to live in Newcastle and they don't want 150k a week. All I'll say is maybe a bit of patience, but we shall see what, of course, does happen with Newcastle going forward. Who's Kerkez playing for? Well, currently he's at Bournemouth and now he's going to be moving to Liverpool. So we shall see. Livramento is better than Kerkez by far. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think Livramento is a fantastic player, but he's not exactly, in my opinion, a realistic signing for Liverpool, which is why it might be slightly more realistic for City. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I do like Livramento, though. I will give you that. I think Livramento has, again, been a great performer, especially this season. Slight injury record, if memory serves me correctly, that I think might cast a little bit of doubt onto him, but I don't doubt it. He's a fantastic player. And I really do like Livramento. So I think for right now, you may be right. But it is going to be interesting to see both players develop over time. Where are we? Right, let's go with the Kerkez stuff first. We're going to be talking Milos Kerkez. A deal has finally been agreed between Liverpool and Bournemouth today. Sorry, my bad. I mixed up with the wrong player, didn't I? Either way, I mean, they're both still great players. But that's my bad, bro. That's my bad for getting them mixed up. Hall was very, very good as well this season. Like, the amount of assists he got, and proper fantasy football bargain, in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. Yes, Kerkez to Liverpool, finally seemingly done and dusted as far as what we're concerned. We finally got the deal struck between Liverpool and Bournemouth. Seemingly what was holding up the deal was, of course, Bournemouth trying to get in a replacement for the Hungarian left back. Hall is amazing, though. I hope Livramento and Hall stay for a long time. I don't doubt it, mate. He's absolutely amazing, and I'm sure that you hope that obviously you can keep hold of your best players. So I completely agree with you. Sorry for chatting. So don't be sorry, bro. That's what the chat's for. That's what the chat is for. Don't be sorry for chatting too much. I love it. This is what I want to do. This is why I want to build this community and just talk football constantly, because it's so damn good. This is what I love to do. So don't be sorry for chatting too much. I encourage it from each and every single one of the people that are watching and listening to this. Where were we? Kerkez, yes. Deal finally been struck. Broken by David Ornstein this morning, who says this. He says that Liverpool reached agreement with Bournemouth to sign Milos Kerkez deal for a 21-year-old left-back worth around £40 million, and plus now onto documentation stage. Hungarian international expected to undergo medical next week and join Liverpool from Bournemouth on 5-year contracts. Not exactly the most breaking news by any stretch of the imagination. Not exactly the most breaking news, because we all knew that this was going to happen. We all knew that this was going to uh, was pretty much done and dusted, wasn't it? It was pretty much done and dusted from ages and ages ago. And now we can finally say that there's no need to worry, there's no need to panic that the deal is dragging on a little bit longer than it should have been. Romano has constantly stated that there has been no indication of things falling through, no indication of some sort of Kerkez U-turn, no indication that Liverpool are going to be looking elsewhere. This was always going to happen. And that's exactly how it's turned out. Liverpool have now struck a deal with Bournemouth. Bournemouth have got their replacement for Kerkez, and Kerkez should be going to Liverpool next week, pending a medical. And if everything's all right there, which, you know, very rarely does a medical ever fail or flop. You probably get one every year, maybe as a maximum. But it is very, very rare that a medical does tend to see things fall through. Plus, you know, I can't see this flopping or falling through at all. I think Kerkez should now be officially considered a Liverpool player. I have no reason to doubt that. Fantastic signing, in my opinion. Big up Jordan, bro. Hope you are well, my friends. Go and subscribe to Jordan Hyman's YouTube channel, guys. He's absolutely killing it right now. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you are well, and would love to know what you think about Kerkez and potentially Marc Guehi as well. Fantastic player. Got an absolute wonderful left foot, in my opinion. Brilliant cross with the ball at his feet as well. Got good technical ability. Better than Andy Robertson, in my opinion. He's got an engine like Andy Robertson. So it's sort of like not too dissimilar, in my opinion, to what Andy Robertson did offer when he was in his prime. I think Kerkez is slightly better with, like I say, slightly technically more gifted, I would say, than Andy Robertson, which kind of works in this system that Arne Slot wants to achieve. Is a younger version of Andy Robertson. So longevity-wise, he is going to be a worthy asset as well. And like I say, for £40 million plus or whatever it is, I can't fault this deal in any way, shape, or form. I really, really cannot fault this deal in any way, shape, or form. He comes into a Liverpool side. He probably knows one or two of the other players. He definitely knows Dominic Szoboszlai, obviously the Hungarian connection there. And I think he's going to just bed in and suit in really, really well at Liverpool. And I'm so happy we get this deal across the finish line. Like I said, I think he's a quality player. And like I say, for the engine and work rate that he's going to have down that left-hand side, with obviously being the sort of balance to our attack and our defense, our offensive structure, our defensive structure. He's solid defensively. He's very, very good going forward. Like I say, that left foot of his, some of the passes and crosses that he was producing this season were just unbelievable. I am so happy that we've got this deal across the finish line. I really, really am. I like this a lot. I think he covers a lot of areas that we needed to strengthen. I can't speak highly on this. I can't speak any highly on this. It's so good what we are producing right now. So I'm very much happy with what we have done so far. How many players Liverpool signed so far? So if you include Mamadashvili, that is one. We've got Frimpong. Kerkez is imminent to being official. Wirtz is imminent to being official. So that's four. That is four so far. Unless, if you want to count the young goalkeeper that we just signed from, I think, again, Hungary. I don't know why we're going, is it Hungary? I want to say it's Hungary. Then that's five, if you want to count that young goalkeeper. But I don't know if you want to count that or not. But so far, four. Five, if you want to count the new goalkeeper. And then he's at six. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I see them getting 6 or 7 players. You know what? We haven't even started to get rid of some of our dead wood yet. And I feel like we could be on the verge of doing exactly that, bro. If we obviously get rid of some players, I think that we may go a little bit more quiet now as we try and get rid of 1 or 2 other players. But yeah, I can certainly see it being a bit of a reinforcement job, a bit of a revamp job. And I've been saying it most of this season. We definitely needed something like this to happen so that Arne Slot can get his squad together, or more so his squad together. And we don't obviously go stale, which has been a big problem of Liverpool in years gone by. That sometimes we just keep hold of certain players for too long. Our squad eventually goes stale and it becomes a bit of a problem. I like Liverpool, but I hate Manchester United and I hate Chelsea. I mean, we can agree. We can agree on. I mean, I love Liverpool, obviously, but at least I agree that I hate Man United and Chelsea. I'll always try and be fair and objective though on this channel when speaking about them, because it would be completely wrong if I was to be completely biased against them. But we can agree. Big up Marco. Marco's in the building. I hope you are well, my friend. Lovely to see you back, my dude. I hope you are well. Do you think Liverpool will get Isak? We did a stream on this yesterday, very early in the morning, bro. And I basically said that I don't think there's no smoke without fire in those reports. I think the way that Liverpool manage the media, I think that with the way that Liverpool are very careful in most aspects and what they release to top tier journalists and things like that, that the story hasn't exactly gone away, makes me think there is something with Alexander Isak to Liverpool, but I do think a lot needs to happen in order for Liverpool to obtain Alexander Isak, for example. I think it's going to need to take a lot of money, and not just a lot of money as well, but it's going to take maybe Isak to maybe somewhat force a move out of the Magpies. So we shall see. I don't think it's completely dead, but I also don't think it's extremely likely that Liverpool will get Isak. I can only hope and I can only dream. And right now, it does seem like Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes are playing Football Manager and FIFA right now, FIFA career mode, that kind of thing. But the excitement and optimism is at an all-time high, and I'm so excited for this summer transfer window. It's only just began, and already Liverpool have had such a different transfer window to the one of 12 months ago. It's so good. So good. Have you been any stadiums? Where have I been? Obviously, I've been around Liverpool a fair few times. Not recently though. I really should go. I haven't actually been in a good few years. I've been to watch a Burton Albion game. I've been to watch a couple of Forest games. I've been to watch a couple of county games because I'm from Nottingham, so travel is more so easy. I think one or two other stadiums maybe. Definitely been Wembley. One or two other stadiums as well. But again, that's something that I want to do more of. I do want to go around other stadiums, go on a bit of a stadium tour, that kind of thing, of different places. It'd be immense. It'd be immense if I could eventually get that to happen. So that's definitely on like bucket list for me. Definitely. He's happy at Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot to prize him away, but it's not completely impossible, in my opinion. I get what you mean, bro. I get what you mean. Big up, Nick. I hope you are well, my friend. Lovely to have you here. Says, I hate United, but not Chelsea. Fair enough. To each their own. Is the transfer window only open in August? I think it closed. When does I can't remember when the transfer window now closes. When does the transfer window close? September 1st. September 1st. That is when the current transfer window is going to close. So we have a good couple of months. Of more stories and twists and turns and dealings to be achieved and to be done. I can't wait. I really cannot wait. Yeah, I agree. Anything is possible. Absolutely, bro. I mean, for all we know, Newcastle could be about to pull off a madness themselves. maybe they've got something lined up in the wings that they are kind of keeping close to their chest kind of thing. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, we should definitely see on all of that and much more. So, Kerkez, tied up, wrapped up, ready to go. That deal is finally done and dusted. Like I say, not the most not the most breaking of news, because obviously we knew this was going to happen. But it's still significant nonetheless. Moving on to another story. Moving on to another story that has broken and really picked up speed in the past 24 hours or so is that of Marc Guehi. Now, of course, you'll know Guehi as being the Crystal Palace centre-back, and I believe he's the captain of Crystal Palace as well. Well, he's obviously had a lot of interest surrounding him and a lot of speculation surrounding him, not just these past few weeks and months, but across the past couple of years. He's really made a name for himself in the Crystal Palace setup. He's really made a name for himself across the Premier League in England. And he's become one of the most consistent defenders in recent years. He's been solid as a rock. He's been a very, very good asset for this Crystal Palace setup. But now it seems as though he could be on the verge of leaving Crystal Palace this summer. Big part of this story is that he's only got 1 year left on his current deal, which means that it could be that Palace are looking to cash in on him whilst they have the opportunity to. Maybe Guehi wants to force a move out. It's a very intriguing scenario, this, especially for a player that has, like I said, attracted a lot of interest in recent times. And as you can see from Fabrizio Romano here, he says that as soon as Jarell Quansah's deal is completed very soon, Liverpool will activate centre-back options. Marc Guehi on the shortlist for months and appreciated by Liverpool as well as more Premier League clubs. Diomande can be replacement at Crystal Palace. It's very intriguing, this one, because we do know that Liverpool were interested in Marc Guehi last season. There was reportedly news going around that for about 75 to 80 million pounds or somewhere in that region, that Palace were looking to maybe cash in on Guehi whilst they had the opportunity to do so. But a lot of teams seemingly backed out of that move. And again, reluctant gamer, you'll know that obviously Newcastle were very much interested in Marc Guehi, but for one reason or another that I'm sure you'll be able to tell me a bit more on, the deal ended up falling through. Now, whether that was between the clubs couldn't strike a deal, whether that was personal terms not being met or something else, I'm not 100% sure. Again, maybe you'll clue me in a bit more on that because my memory is not so good. But it does seem as though that Guehi's considering his options, and with 1 year left on his current deal, he could be on the way out of Selhurst Park this summer. It's an intriguing transfer, this one. Quansah out. We'll get onto that a little bit later. Quansah out, Guehi in. Instantly, in my mind, that's an upgrade. Guehi is better than Quansah. So I'm happy about that. I also think Guehi is, like I say, been a very solid, very consistent defender for the past few years since breaking really into that Crystal Palace setup, and has been obviously a very worthwhile addition to the Crystal Palace side. Obviously helped them win an FA Cup this season. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. And as well as that, of course, he's broken into the England national team, which is going to be helpful towards Liverpool filling in their homegrown quota as well for squad registration. So that also ticks another box as far as what Liverpool are concerned. As far as what the player that he is, okay, he might be seen as slightly more of a left-sided centre-back, but there's no reason why he couldn't play the right side of that centre-back alongside a Virgil van Dijk, for example. As well as that, he's very good with the ball at his feet, very good passer of the ball. He's got a good knowledge, understanding, awareness. He's very reactive as well as proactive. He is a solid all-round defender, in my personal opinion, that could strike up a very good partnership with Van Dijk over the next couple of years, and maybe even beyond that point with whoever defender we decide to pair him with for the long term. He, in my opinion, would be another great signing. When you consider his age of 24 as well, it is the perfect sort of FSG age bracket for signings. When you consider as well, like I say, the experience factor of being Premier League proven, when you consider that he is an upgrade on what we have right now in Jarell Quansah, who's going to be leaving, when you consider that his overall game is going to benefit Liverpool in a very big and positive way, I don't see how this is a bad move at all. And for, like I say, somewhere in the region of 40, 45 million, again, it's a worthwhile plot to try and move this guy to our club. I think it will work. I think this is a very good move by Liverpool. And again, we definitely do need to look at our centre-back options. Quansah's out the door, going to Bayer Leverkusen for seemingly roughly about 30, 35 million pounds, which is such an incredible figure when you consider who Quansah is. And that's no disrespect to Jarell Quansah, by the way. I just didn't necessarily think we'd be able to get that much for him with Bayer Leverkusen. So fair play to Liverpool for getting that deal and for getting that sale done and pretty much dusted as far as what we're concerned. So the 30, 35 million for Quansah, that's massive. We, of course, have dealt with Leverkusen a lot these past few months. I bet we're sick of the sight of each other, pretty much. But at the same time, fantastic sale. And then if we can bring in Guehi as well, like, I think that's a fantastic upgrade on what we currently have. So I'm very much happy with Liverpool's pursuit of Guehi if this is to obviously come to fruition and materialise. If Isak stays, he's super loyal, 100% agree. And there's, again, nothing wrong with that if that's where his ambition and loyalties lie. The way Liverpool and Man City are moving, I see Liverpool and Man City being 1 and 2 and the 3 finishing like 25 points clear. I mean, we'll see what Arsenal do. We'll definitely see what Arsenal do in this transfer window, but I do think they will be, again, the top 3. But, yeah, both Liverpool and City are seemingly moving fast, and it's understandable as to why City are moving fast, considering the absolute train wreck of a season that they've just endured. Your thoughts on I'm so bad with names. Botafogo? I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I really do hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Botafogo shocked PSG. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've barely paid attention to this Club World Cup. I don't know if it was like a rotated PSG side. I don't know if it was a PSG side that weren't playing at full capacity. I've got no idea. But what I do know is, you know, shocks do happen. One-off games like that do happen. We saw in the 2022 World Cup, for example, Argentina lose their first game and then go on to win the competition. Spain did it in 2010. PSG was full strength. There you go. Probably a one-off game then. Probably a one-off game. That happens every so often. Every now and again, there is a one-off game. Like I say, Argentina lost to, was it Saudi Arabia? First game of the World Cup? Something like that. They say it just happens. It just happens. I've not been paying attention to the Club World Cup. Very, very little have I been paying attention to it. Maybe as the competition reaches the latter stages, maybe I might take a bit more of an interest in it. But until then, I really couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest with you, and with all due respect. Palace charging last window nearly 80 million Saudi tax. Yeah, I thought it was somewhere in that region. I thought it was somewhere in that region, and obviously with only 1 year being left on his current deal, it does mean the price may come down a bit, and then it's up to Palace whether or not it's worth keeping him on that final year and letting him go on a free, or whether it's worth cashing in on him now whilst they have the opportunity to do so. It's a very intriguing situation to watch from afar or to be a part of. Either way, Marc Guehi is certainly one to look out for this summer. Liverpool should do a swap with Palace. Who would you swap? Who would you say should go to Palace then? Let's play hypothetical here. Who do you think Liverpool should try and offload to Palace in exchange for Marc Guehi? I'm intrigued to find out. I'll be honest, Guehi's a decent player. To be honest, always fit does good for Liverpool. Yeah, England. Yeah, I agree. He's a very consistent, very solid player, ever punctual, a leader as well, and a leader on the pitch. That's a quality that I think sometimes goes a little under the radar. A leader in that back line, knows the Premier League experience there. Yeah, I completely agree. I think he's a solid addition. I think whoever does get him, even if it is that Palace managed to keep him on for 1 more year at least, I think they get a really, really good centre back there. So I don't doubt it for a single second. PSG was full strength. Thank you for that, for letting me know. PSG was 2 a.m. Who's going to watch that? PSG fans themselves probably don't. PSG fans themselves probably don't bother. It's way too late. I mean, this is what we're going to have to put up with next year, isn't it? Because the World Cup is going to be held in similar time zones, isn't it? So this is what we're going to have to put up with next year in terms of the World Cup. So there's going to be full commitment for that. But no one... It's not necessarily, I don't think, about the time zones. It's just about the way that this competition has obviously been thought up by FIFA, and it's just a tournament that we didn't need, we didn't want, and not only that as well, but the way that certain teams have qualified for it is just very ridiculous, which means that we don't really take this competition seriously. The fact that Inter Miami just get in because of Messi is, not on merit. Not on merit. You basically got in by being lottery winners, and by tempting the greatest player, the GOAT, the best of all time, to your club. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If he'd have gone to Northampton Town, would Northampton then be in it? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This makes no proper sense to me, but yeah, it is what it is. We shall see. Brazilian teams are super good. I could go to Brazil, to the beach and slums, and pick 11 dudes that could pick on Man United. Never mind those who play in the first Brazilian league. I mean, the Brazil national team right now is not exactly in a good state, but I somewhat get your point. Nunes and 20 million for Guehi. Wait, we're giving Nunes and 20 million. Bro, we could be selling Nunes to Napoli for in the region of like 60, 70. What is like? No. Or Eze. I really do like Eze, to be fair. I don't know where he'd fit in with this Liverpool team, though. I'm not 100% sure where he'd fit in with the Liverpool team right now, but I do really like Eze. So this Club World Cup is a joke, but if a European team doesn't win Club World Cup, then that's bad. I agree. It should be a European team. If it's not a European team, then we may have problems. Unless, of course, you can pick out an argument that says that none of the European teams took this seriously. But what it does mean is that none of these European teams that are taking part in this tournament can complain later on down the line that, the amount of games played is ridiculous because they all agreed to play in this Club World Cup. If you're later on down the line complaining about the amount of minutes that your team has played, the games that your team have played, but you're also jetting off to America, is it, wherever that's hosting this tournament, then that's on you. That is on you. It's not on anybody else but you and your club. So it makes Champions League look bad. Yeah, it really could. It really could. There could be context that needs to be involved, but yeah, it could really do that. Wow, 60 million Darwin Núñez, definitely worth it. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed that we get some good money for him, kind of get back a large chunk of the money that we paid for him. Like, fingers crossed that is the case. It would really help us out. I think now Núñez is like £40 million player now or less. Who's better, Rashford or Núñez, even though they're not good, but they are talented? I think Rashford... Oh, no, but... That's actually a really good question. Because I think both players with a lack of pressure on their shoulders could become extremely great players. We saw with Núñez at Benfica, the raw talent was there, the raw potential was there. We've seen with Rashford over the years, he'll go for a bit of a purple patch here and there of very good performances, or a season here and a season there of really good performances. I do think we can probably get more from Núñez. I think there is a bit more about him that I think other teams would like. And I still think he may have the crutch that he can lean back on, that he did perform extremely well for Benfica. So I do think we could probably get more than 40 million, but I do understand where you're coming from on that, no doubt about it. Trent debut was made at Real at Club World Cup. I mean, it wasn't great, was it? It wasn't great, was it? And already it seems that Real Madrid fans were sat there questioning what the hell was going on. And don't forget as well, they paid 10 million. 10 million was given to Liverpool for the early release of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, yeah, they wanted him for that Club World Cup, and he didn't exactly set the world alight in his first game. Only a team abroad will pay 60 million for Núñez, but he's not Premier League proven. Some players are not. Some players are just not Premier League proven. Some players come over to the Premier League and absolutely get floored by it. Others come to the Premier League and absolutely kill it, but can't go on and do it elsewhere. I'll give you an example. A certain Philip Coutinho, maybe, killed it in the Premier League. Didn't quite materialise with Barcelona. Didn't quite materialise with Bayern Munich. Just didn't quite work out for him. But in the Premier League, he was unbelievable. He was absolutely unbelievable. So, again, certain players just find different leagues a bit more suitable. Look at Romelu Lukaku. couldn't do it necessarily at the bigger clubs in the Premier League, like the Uniteds and Chelsea's at the time. Could do it for Everton. Could do it for West Brom on the season he spent on loan there. But it didn't quite work out for him elsewhere until he found his groove in Serie A. Until he's gone to Serie A, that's it. Messi or Ronaldo? Oh, Messi all day long, mate. Messi all day long. No question, no brainer. Ronaldo would add an excitement to the Club World Cup, being that it's in USA and they want to see him. It would, and they would also put Miami and his Saudi club together. There's no doubt in my mind about that, to create that sort of narrative. But yeah, I somewhat agree. Big profile player, of course. Ozan, my bro, welcome along, my friend. Hope you are well. Lovely to have you here. Is it finally Florian Friday? It does seem that way. It does seem like we are just awaiting the sort of Liverpool teaser, followed by the official confirmation that he is officially signed, sealed, and delivered. So we are definitely awaiting the permanent arrival. I mean, it's interesting that there's no pinned tweet from Liverpool as of right now. So, yeah, hopefully it is today, man. Hopefully it is today. Should be very exciting if it is. I imagine if we are probably going to get it signed and sealed today, probably be about 5, 6, 7 o'clock, maybe. No, that's normally about the time we normally announce deals, isn't it? Sort of somewhat evening time. So, yeah, hopefully it's going to be Florian Friday, and then it's probably going to be Kerkez Friday next week, and maybe Isak Friday the week after. I'm joking, of course. Why do some fans in Liverpool fan base are anti-Isak due to his injury record and groin problems? I think it's just because we've been badly burnt before with certain players. Like Naby Keita, for example, or Diogo Jota's injury record, or Ibrahima Konate's injury record, or whoever. I think we've just been badly burnt by players being injured, that we sort of have this problem now where we're sort of like looking at it like, oh, is it really worth taking that big of a gamble on? I get it, but I also think with the way that Arne Slot manages his team, I mean, last season, for example, we did have injuries, yes, but those injuries, you'd be absolutely dealing with the devil if you didn't have injuries at any point of the season. But they weren't like major injuries. Apart from maybe Gomez and maybe one of Trent's injuries that was a bit more long term. We didn't have that many injuries. Not frequently and not for an extremely long time. Maybe a couple of games here and a couple of games there. I think with the way that Slot plays, I think with Slot's training regime, and I think with obviously the way that he rotates and manages the side, I think that Isak's injury issues, for the most part, not completely, but for the most part, will probably not be an issue for Liverpool. So I can understand why a lot of Liverpool fans may have PTSD about certain other players that have been injury prone in the past. And I'm not going to deny that Isak's injury record isn't amazing. It's not like Mo Salah's record, for example. But at the same time, I think that with some careful planning, with a clear structure in mind over his playing time, over his rest and rotation, that kind of thing, and obviously with the way that Liverpool play, I don't deny that Isak would be a worthwhile addition to the side, and his injury problems would not become as frequent as what they have been somewhat in the past. Not completely, not a lot, but still there. And hell, if you're still banging in over 20 goals and you've got an injury record that is a little bit sketchy, it's worth taking the gamble on. It is so worth taking the gamble on. Would you pay 80 million for Ekitike, or would you pay 180 million for Isak? I'd go with Isak. I would go with Isak 120%. And I'm not saying that Ekitike is a bad player when I say that, but what I am saying is that Ekitike is still a very much unproven talent. And when we have the current side that we have right now, in which we've got Salah for the next couple of years, we've got Virgil van Dijk for the next couple of years, we've got Alisson for the next year or two, and then you bring in Frimpong, and then you bring in Kerkez, and then you bring in Wirtz. You've got McAllister already there. You've got Szoboszlai already there. You've got Gakpo and Diaz on the left-hand side. That is a team that is ready for the here and now. And Isak is ready for the here and now. It's not another project striker. It's not another project player. It's a player for the here, the now, the present day. And that is why I would go all out for Isak to try and sign him. Ekitike, for me, could become like the next Isak. There are similarities to Ekitike's game that I can draw parallels with Isak, but Ekitike is not proven. He's so far a bit of a one-season wonder, but there is definitely raw talent there. There is definitely a lot of promise. There is definitely a lot of potential. And, you know, for like a team like, I don't know, say, just off the top of my head, a United that are on the way up, maybe that is something that you can maybe put a gamble on. For a team like Liverpool that are already at the top of the mountain and just looking to strengthen their position there, that's where you go with Isak. That is where you go with the here and now kind of player. Is Nunez gone already? Not quite yet, but it is looking likely that Napoli and Liverpool are striking a deal somewhere down the line. So it does seem like he's going to be going to the Serie A champions. Isak has a knock sometime. He played his last 8 games with a knock. Like I say, it does sound pretty bad when you put it that way, but I do think that Arne Slot, with the way that he manages, with the clear plan that Liverpool have in place for certain players, I do think a lot of his injuries will become a thing of the past. I hope. If that obviously does materialise, I don't know. Is Gyökeres to Liverpool on the table at all? I would imagine Liverpool still hold interest, but it does seem like things are kind of cooled on that a little bit, so we shall see. I don't get how some of the Liverpool content creators prefer Osimhen over Isak. Like, what? I think price. I can only think price because, don't get me wrong, Osimhen's a fantastic striker. Quality striker. But in saying price, maybe his wages are going to be too astronomical as well. So there are kind of pros and cons to both of those signings. But I do like Osimhen, and let's face it, in this team, with the creativity that we now have at our disposal, Kerkez on the left, Frimpong on the right, McAllister from deep, Wirtz from a more advanced position, and then, of course, Mo Salah, as well as like Szoboszlai, Diaz, Gakpo chipping in from time to time. Osimhen would score a ton of goals. Osimhen would score a ridiculous amount of goals because he just has this know-how and this instinct of being in the right place at the right time. It would be truly incredible having Osimhen in this team. Emi Martinez is open to joining Man United this summer, even without Champions League football, reports Fabrizio Romano. Again, you can't really get worse than what United currently have. You can't really get worse than what United currently have in Onana. So, but yeah, Emi Martinez have been one of the best and most consistent goalkeepers in recent years. So that would be a fantastic signing for United. A quality signing for United, and it would. I think for teams that are looking for this kind of thing, like a Tottenham, for example, or even a Newcastle. I think I'll be looking at this and just questioning what my own team are doing right now if I was one of them fans. Be like, why are United getting Cunha? Why are they close to getting Mbeumo? And why are they now going after a quality goalkeeper whilst we're sat here seemingly twiddling our thumbs and waiting for something to fall into our laps? It does seem a little strange. Because he plays every game, not much rest time. Wilson always plays. Liverpool have more depth. That's another great point as well. Callum Wilson is another injury-prone player that doesn't really have the capabilities or full-time capacity to really chip in for when Isak does need rest and rotation. I do think that is a very, very good point you raised there. And if Liverpool are to sign Isak going forward, let's say we keep Jota, for example, at least we've kind of got Jota there to fill in. We could always, put Verts as a false number 9 or whatever. Chiesa, of course, if he does stay as well, is another option that we can throw up front. So, yeah, that is a fantastic point you do raise, Reluctant Gamer. I completely agree with you. If Liverpool get Isak, I see them slapping PSG, no joke. It'll be a tasty fight. It'll be a much better fight than the one we actually put up in the Champions League when we last played them. So I would love to see that. Nunes on the end of De Bruyne assists, and the ball ending up in Rosette. There you go. That's the ending to that story. De Bruyne to Nunes. Nunes puts it in Rosette. Incredible. Not you two. Well, why don't you like Osimhen? I'll throw it back to you, bro. What's the problem with Osimhen? I'd love to know. I'd love to know what your take on that is. Would love to know what your take on that is. Oh dear. Right then. Where are we at? So we talked Kerkez, how amazing that deal was going to be. We've talked Kwanzaa going to Bayer Leverkusen. Like I say, if that's going to be for 35 million pounds, 40 million euros, somewhere in that region, that is one hell of a bargain for Liverpool. Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, like I say, last summer, it was a completely different story to what this summer's turning out to be. It does appear that those two can maybe sell a Bible to the devil. I'm liking this right now. I'm liking what we're doing right now. And of course, there's still a lot more to come. There's still a lot more of players to get rid of. Andy Robertson could be leaving. Tsimikas could be leaving. Like I say, Gomez is in and out. That could actually be an option, actually. When you mentioned trade earlier, Gomez to Palace, Guehi to Liverpool. And I like Gomez, by the way. I would prefer Gomez to stay because of his versatility. But I'm just thinking that maybe for the benefit of Gomez's career, maybe him going elsewhere could be more beneficial to him. I don't know. But yeah, that could be an option as well. But yeah, still got a fair few players to get out the door. Things have seemingly cooled on Luis Diaz, so I don't know whether or not he'll be leaving now. But there's still Nunes to get rid of. Jota's a bit of a question mark. Chiesa's a question mark. Harvey Elliott's a question mark. So, yeah, there's a fair few players. And, of course, a lot of this won't happen until July. We have about 10, 11 days before, obviously, July happens. And a lot of these deals won't happen till July because of PSR reasons and things of that nature. So we're getting our business done early because a large part of it is down to the fact that we didn't do anything at all pretty much last season. But yeah, I imagine a lot more dominoes are going to fall. A lot more moves are going to be made in July, because that is obviously the new beginning of PSR and all of that stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this transpires going forward. Isak is Prem proven, bro. He can handle the physicality and speed of the Prem. I 100% agree with you, bro, and I'm not denying it. I also think that Osimhen could as well. I know that Osimhen is a bit more of a question mark, so I agree with you on that. And given out of the choice of the two, I definitely would prefer Isak, but I'm just saying that if you were to go for an alternative option and Osimhen was that alternative option, I wouldn't be completely against it either. That's all I'm saying. Liverpool has a long time left in this window. It's crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's fun. This is what we've been crying out for so long as Liverpool fans. This is what we have wanted for so long. Our club to act in this way. And it's like, we're not saying we should do this every transfer window. We're not saying that we should be going out there and spending 400, 500 million or whatever every single transfer window. But we at least should be showing some level of ambition, some level of wanting to compete. And as well as that as well, a mentality that when we do reach the pinnacle, we want to stay there rather than let everybody else kind of catch up to us. That kind of thing. And we are doing it this transfer window. I'm still not completely going to turn around my opinions on the likes of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards after calling them out so much over the course of the last year, because we need to see this consistently. We need to see this in the next transfer window and the next one and the next one. But they are heading in the right direction towards changing my personal opinion around, because it's all right, Liverpool doing this. If Liverpool go another 3 or 4 transfer windows after this, with not signing barely anybody, going back to some bargain bin type of players that we look at and go, you know what, bit of a bargain there, we'll take him, rather than go for some of the bigger players that are out there on the market and showing some ambition, then we'll just know that this was just basically not like a once in a lifetime, but once in every blue moon type of thing. It's something that obviously we need to be focused on and look at as a fan base and just be aware of. Isak might go in July. Let me keep my shirt. Like I say, July is normally when a lot of things do happen because of all PSR and stuff. But yeah, I agree, bro. I mean, if Isak was to leave, what are you doing with that shirt? Are you going to try and get it returned, or I'm intrigued to find out, bro. I'm intrigued to find out. Are you going to try and like get someone else's name on the back of it? I don't know. I'm intrigued though. I never seen Liverpool not act in this way. I know. I don't know how to really comprehend it and understand it, because we've never done this. I think they're doing the right move, dominate City and do well in the best tournament in the world, Champions League, where it really matters. I think the trust has been earned from the club to Arne Slot. I think they basically looked at and went, you managed to win the league last season with us only giving you £10 million for Chiesa. Okay. Now let's see what you can do with all of this money that we've been saving over the past 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years that we never really, that we spent a little bit on, but not as much as we should, not as much as probably we could. But we'll let you have the keys to the kingdom. And if you work well with Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, then we're in for a very beautiful future as a club. And those three in particular are obviously the brains behind the operation. I can't speak highly enough of this transfer window. I really can't. Let's go kit you on. Thanks, bro. It's a mashup kit. It's a Liverpool mashup kit of, I think, home kits or away kits, mixture of both of years gone by. I'm not 100% sure. It was given to me as a gift. But yeah, it's a very, very, very nice and very comforting shirt. But in this heat, it is a bit sticky. It's a bit sticky in this heat. That's the humidity, though. Probably should open a window. Do you think the Club World Cup tournament will negatively impact Chelsea and City's start to the season? It could. It could. It's going to be interesting to see how they balance it, because they obviously have this tournament, and then what is it? There's like 3-4 weeks before the season then kicks off again, something along them lines. And in that time, you would imagine that certain players will want to go on holiday. They probably haven't had time to go on holiday with their families. And then, of course, they'll have a bit more. They may have to fit in 1 or 2 more pre-season games as well to put in there as well. So, yeah, it could have a negative effect. Ultimately, though, if the momentum keeps going, and especially for a team like Chelsea that are young enough that they can potentially handle the amount of games that are coming up, it could also benefit them as well. The kind of momentum in the legs, the kind of running they have. And of course, it does depend on how far they actually get in the competition. If they get knocked out in, say, the first round of knockout stages, obviously it won't probably have that much of an effect on them if they were to go all the way to the final. But yeah, very good question there, bro. And I'm very interested to know if anyone else in the chat has any thoughts on that particular question. Very good question though, my bro. I really like that one. I think they'll be tired after their pre-season, bro, and have a slow start. That could play to Liverpool's favour. That could really play into Liverpool's hands. I would enjoy that if that was the case. It's going to be just interesting to see what happens, though. Like I say, City could go out there and completely rebuild their team. Chelsea could obviously go out there and sign another 10 or 11 players. We'll have to wait and see. What we got? You cannot return it because I asked them. I asked them out name on put a name on the back of the shirt. I paid separate. Any customization on a shirt can't be returned. Also, I got some shirt without a name. Also, pro versions I don't like wear named shirts much. That's fair. I know there are some cases though where you can get them returned. You know, like if a player, I think there was a few stories about this where if a player changes their number on their shirt during pre-season, sometimes the club will allow the names or numbers to be changed. So maybe you could look out for that just in case this does happen. But yeah, that's fair. Like I said yesterday as well, I am past the age now where I have names on the back of my shirts. I think I'm just past that age now. It's good when you're a kid, and it's good where if you're, you know, maybe early teens or whatever. But yeah, I'm past the age where names on the back of my football shirts are probably beyond me at this point. I don't know. Just feel that way. I don't know. Is that just me thing, or is that weird? Does it really matter? Should you just have names on the back of your shirt no matter what age you are? I don't know. Only on match day do I wear player names. Fair enough. Superstitious like that, or just, yeah. 10 or 11 players. Hey, it could happen. It's Chelsea at the end of the day. I wouldn't put it past Chelsea to do that stuff. So now I'm worried he's going to be a number 9. We shall see. Stranger things have happened. The only name I will wear is Steven Gerrard, bro, because you know what? Fair enough, man. I mean, I grew up. The first player I actually enjoyed watching was Michael Owen. that's who got me into supporting Liverpool Football Club. He then left for Real Madrid, and I remember that my dad asked me, do you want to go and support Real Madrid because you like Michael Owen? And I was like, no, the club is bigger than the player. So still supported Liverpool, and then I moved on to my favourite player, which was, of course, Steven Gerrard. And then never looked back since. Had plenty of shirts with Gerrard on the back. I think one year I had a shirt with Torres on the back. And then obviously he moved. Of course he did. One year, I remember saying this story yesterday, I had Robbie Keane on the back of my shirt because I really, really liked Robbie Keane. Even though he played for Tottenham, and then he moved to Liverpool, and I was just in my head imagining a strike partnership of Keane on one side and Torres on the other, and I thought that is going to absolutely tear defenses apart. Didn't quite work out that way, and 6 months later, he's back at Tottenham for a cut price deal. So, yeah, that wasn't great in the slightest. So, yeah, that was a mistake on my part. But yeah, and then I think I had a Firmino shirt the year before he moved to being number 9. I had him as a Firmino 11, and it was a black away. I think it was a black away shirt. Black away shirt. I had him as number 11. Love Firmino. Love Firmino. But I think that was like the last player name I actually got on one of my shirts. If it's a retro, I will say one exception is if you get a retro kit. If you get a retro kit, like a retro Argentina kit with like Maradona on the back, or a retro Brazil shirt with Ronaldinho on the back, or something along those lines, that is my only exception to names on the back of the shirt for the older people, shall we say. The older people. I just had to throw that out there. Or like, you know, like an AC Milan like 2007 shirt with Kaká on the back. As much as I hate bringing up that memory because, of course, they beat Liverpool in the final, but still a very nice kit. 2005 is when I started supporting us because of Gerrard's goal against Olympiacos. That will be forever ingrained in my memory. I think if I ever develop memory loss or Alzheimer's or something like that, I really do hope that I remember that memory for all of my life. Gerrard against Olympiacos, Gerrard in the FA Cup final, just outstanding performances and goals. Then Istanbul, then the FA Cup final. Yeah, we're thinking the same wavelength there, my friend. Oh my days, what a throwback. Yeah, like I say, I really did like him at Spurs. And my dad's a Tottenham fan, and he liked Robbie Keane as well. And yeah, I really, really like Robbie Keane. And I thought that him and Torres up front was going to kill it. And it just didn't work out that way. Yeah, he did leave so soon. Cut price deal as well. I think we signed him for like 20 million and we got rid of him for 12. Just wasn't meant to be. Well, I can say I'm ashamed. I did buy an Andy Carroll shirt. But I sold it years later. Andy Carroll, man. Yeah, brilliant move on Liverpool's part to buy a striker who, okay, he's got an absolute rocket of a left foot, but he mainly is dominant in the air. So what we're going to do is we're not going to play it in the air to him. Like, genius, Liverpool, genius. Buy a striker and basically eliminate the main part of his game. Well done. Proud of you all. Wait, I just missed one. I had Liverpool shirt with number 9 Torres. Time, but with my name. Fair enough. Torres number 9. Quality shirt, man. Quality shirt. Just all the sort of iconic stuff with Torres. The headband, the kind of, was it the ankle tape or wrist tape? You know, the sort of the boots as well. Everything to do with Torres, and it was like locked and loaded. You knew you were in for a game with Torres up front. I think Isaac on that shirt is a good name because he's our superstar. Absolutely. I 100% agree. Retro with name on the shirt. True. Yeah, that's what I say. It just randomly came to me like retro shirts that have got like a high quality name on the back are just the ones, the iconic ones. Like I say, 2007 AC Milan with Kaká on it. Brazil or Argentina shirts with like Ronaldinho or Maradona on it. You know, shirts like that I'm okay with. The modern day ones with players of now, I don't necessarily think are for somewhat older people. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Yeah, I won't put names on my shirts anymore. I mean, you do you. You do you. Like if you're happy and you want to do that, just you do you, man. You do you. It's just I don't think it's for me anymore. That's all I'm saying. Gerrard against AC Milan was my best game I've seen live of Liverpool. Honestly, I could watch that game over and over again. That is the one game where I'd love to forget my memory of that game just so that I can watch it again and again and again and again. I mean, I still love it again and again, but what I'm saying is like, you know how everybody has like music or a video game or something that they wish they could forget to play again and enjoy in the moment? I wish I could have that again with that game. I wish I could have that again with that game. Like, it play out the same way. Nothing changes. It plays out exactly the same way, play to play, first minute to the last. I would love it to have that memory be wiped from my memory, to only watch it again and see it again with my own eyes. It would just be absolutely phenomenal if I could, because that performance from Gerrard was truly inspirational. The move from Benitez to bring on Didi Hamann for who was it? Jimmy Traore? I want to say it was Traore. No, wait, it wasn't Traore, was it? Oh, what? Was it Finnan? I completely forgot who it was. I completely forgot who it was. Who the hell was it? Who did Hamann come on for? I completely forgot who it was. Oh my god, my memory is so bad. Oh dear. Yeah, I either way, yeah, everything. Better than Barca come back for me. I think so as well. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think one, because it happened in 45 minutes. I think two, because that Liverpool team should not have made it to the final, let alone beat that AC Milan side, let alone beat that AC Milan side with 45 minutes to go and then them being 3-0 down. So I 100% agree with you, but we've had some incredible comebacks over the years. You know, Dortmund, Barcelona, Olympiacos, you know, so many. So good. I owned England's Lampard shirt. Yeah, I owned a few England shirts during my time as well. Mainly had Gerrard on the back, obviously, for obvious reasons. I owned Henry Arsenal maroon shirt. Fair enough, man. Like that shirt for Henry, again, is another classic, iconic one. My only problem is that I don't wear football shirts of English teams. I will gladly wear shirts of foreign teams. I'm building up a bit of a collection of football shirts. I will gladly wear football shirts of teams from Italy, Spain, France, Germany, wherever. I don't wear shirts of fellow English sides. Just my rule. What other non-Liverpool players did you adore from that era, Fletch, like 2002 to like 2010? Thierry Henry, Love Thierry Henry. He just made everything look so effortless. It was unbelievable. I loved and adored Thierry Henry. Dennis Bergkamp was a quality player as well. Zidane for obvious reasons. R9, although again injuries sort of ruined him a little bit. Ronaldinho was obviously one to look out for, of course. There's just so many that I loved and adored, and obviously Fernando Torres during his prime was just another one that I just loved and adored. And obviously trying to I mean, you did say non-Liverpool players. I said Torres during his time, but yeah, it was. I'd say maybe Aguero as well. That kind of. I mean, he was at Atletico then. So maybe that was a bit before the time period you've put out there. But there's so many players that are just so unbelievably talented during that time. Individual talent as well, not like tied down to a system talent like today. So many individually talented, beautiful players. Kaká was so good. So good. So ridiculously good. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And even some of your more defensive-minded players, like your Cannabaros, your Maldinis, and even like Cambiasos, for example. And so good, man. I only brought Isak's shirt because I never purchased shirts since 2007, so it was a mistake. That's why I order another one, because I didn't feel like wearing a shirt with name. I think it's childish. Again, you're entitled to that opinion, mate, and fair play to you. But yeah, you should treat yourself from time to time. You should definitely treat yourself from time to time. That's fair play. It was Steve Finnan. That was my second guess, wasn't it? I said it was either Traore or Finnan, but then I remember Traore. Did he block something off the line? I want to say he blocked something off the line. Such a good game. It's only okay if playing football or going to an actual match on match day. Fair enough, bro. Harry Kewell's first got injured within 15 minutes. I remember that, yes. For Vladimir Spitzer to come on. Yeah, I remember that. Who needs Google when I've got Ozan here? Who needs Google when I've got Ozan to remind my memory? I need to get a treadmill for my memory to jog it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, other countries, I definitely agree. Fairs. We're on the same page. Not own English teams. It's a shame that I have that, because obviously there are some really good classic shirts of the Premier League. Like, not so much these days, for whatever reason these days, like, apart from your classic home shirts, your away shirts of Premier League clubs, apart from a fair few teams, like most teams now have got like this idea of fluorescent colours and things of that nature. I don't know why. They want to make them stand out in the dark. I don't know. I don't know whether they want glow in the dark things. I don't know whether it's like to save on the floodlight bill maybe at night. I don't know what it is. I don't honestly know what it is, but they seem to have this very, very weird fetish on fluorescent colours. I really don't know. Would you own a Messi shirt? What, a classic Barcelona one or a current Inter Miami one? Answer, yes. Yes, I would. I don't own one, but I would want to own one. Esteban Cambiasso was underrated. Yeah, very much so underrated. Big part of Inter's treble-winning season as well. Massive player. And, of course, played for Leicester as well, which was bizarre. Who is best player ever in the Premier League? For me, it is right now, I got to go Thierry Henry. Only just, in my opinion. But Mo Salah, if he's to do something special next season, I'm just throwing it out there, Mo Salah. Where were we? Also, remember how good Wesley Sneijder was. Could score. Wesley Sneijder, man. What a player. This is the thing with football, man. We could sit here for hours and hours just rambling off random names of absolute quality players. We could sit here for days. I could be like Roberto Carlos, and then you can sit there and go Pepe, for example, during his prime. I could be like, Casillas, and you could be like Victor Valdez. I could be like Carlos Puyol, and you could be like, any name. We could be just sat here for hours, and I'd absolutely love and adore it. I would never buy a Liverpool shirt or a Man United shirt, Chelsea shirt, no matter how nice they are. Oh, I agree. I can admire them from afar, but I'd never buy one. I mean, obviously, I would buy a Liverpool shirt if the possibility arose. But yeah, United shirt, definitely not. Chelsea shirt, definitely not. Chelsea shirts are never really that great anyway. Don't remember the last time I looked at a Chelsea shirt and thought, you know what, that actually looks all right. But now Sneijder is built like a refrigerator. Eden Hazard's the same, and yet he's still playing in Soccer Aid. I hope Salah does something special. He's my favourite player. Love Mo Salah. Like I say, he could become the Premier League GOAT, and I think that if he was to add another Premier League trophy to his collection, go back to back, and maybe even add one or two more trophies along the way, I think it's time that we had the serious conversation. The one Chelsea player that I secretly admired and wanted for Liverpool was Ida Good Johnson. Claude Makelele, bro. Claude Makelele, Gianfranco Zola. Yeah, man. I think Chelsea have had some really good players over the years. When they were likable, when they were actually not completely likable, but a lot more likable back then than they are right now. Yes, he was. Was it him or was it Gronkiar who scored the goal that secured Champions League football for Chelsea? And it kind of helped Roman Abramovich make his decision of whether to buy Tottenham or Chelsea. Is that the story I'm thinking of correctly? Might have been. It was either Gronkiar or Good Johnson. And now that I said it out loud, it probably was neither of them. But I want to say it was one of them two. But either way, I agree with you. Very good player. Salah Champions League next season or Premier League title? Why not both? Why not? I'm joking. Yeah, like I say, proper cement your legacy, bro. Win one of their major honors, and you know what? With the way that we're going, we've got a very good opportunity of doing one or the other, or maybe even both next season. N'Golo Kante as well, man, was a really likable player and person, so humble. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. N'Golo Kante was the guy. He was unbelievable as a player and as a person. Whether it was for Leicester or whether it was for Chelsea, that guy was brilliant. It's just a shame that he ran himself into the ground, which is why he pretty much went Saudi. It's just a shame he ran himself into the ground so much that injuries sort of took over his career a bit. Strangely enough, though, he could always find a way to be fit for Liverpool. I found. I don't know whether it's a weird conspiracy or whether it's just my mind bending the truth. But N'Golo Kante seemed to be injured for the vast majority of the past 2 or 3 seasons that he was at Chelsea for. But he always managed to find a way to play against Liverpool. He always managed to turn up and play against Liverpool. And even in like a state of being 50% match fit, would still turn up and dominate the midfield. And it was like, how? Why? How is this even possible? Is this guy even human? It was mad. He was absolutely mad. Bro drove a Mini Cooper when his teammates drove Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Like I say, man, he may be in Saudi and people may be like, oh, he's gone for the money, but I can probably guarantee you he's probably giving a lot to charity and a lot to maybe family and friends and things like that. So yeah, he's definitely one humble dude. A treble for Salah will hit the sweet spot for sure, or quadruple. That would be a massive statement. Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, a couple of years, well, about 3 years ago now, we were in a very good position to make that quadruple happen. And unfortunately didn't, because City were just slightly better than us in the Premier League. And we were also stopped in the Champions League by one hell of a goalkeeping performance from Thibaut Courtois. But, you know, stranger things have certainly happened. Look, guys, I'm going to call it there. This has been a really fun stream yet again. Thank you to each and every single one of you that have tuned in and paid attention and liked, subscribed, got involved in the chat. Absolutely amazing from each and every single one of you. Love and adore you all so much. Cannot thank you enough for the support that the channel and myself have received. It's absolutely amazing from you all. Really love these conversations, and like I say, I hope to see you all back here for the next one, whether it be a video, whether it be a live stream, or whatever it may be. Would really love to see all of you again. Thanks for the football chat, and as always, bro. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, guys, because like I say, it's gets kind of lonely if it's just me talking and rambling to a camera. But at least with you guys here, giving your thoughts and your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, and obviously and all of your kind of questions as well that are really cool to talk about and to discuss. And yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying the content enough to stick around for that. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you for coming on, bro, and thank you for contributing. 1K subs incoming. We are getting there. We are slowly but surely getting towards that goal. We're like 160 off 1K. So yeah, we're on the grind. We're on the slow grind up. We're definitely on the way, shall we say, and monetize. Maybe that's the next step. We shall see. We shall see. You like Liverpool, Suarez or Salah? Salah's got the longevity. Salah has the longevity. But Suarez is 2.5 seasons. 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 he was absolutely unbelievable. And he pretty much did it on his own as well. I'll go with Salah just for the longevity aspect and the fact that he's a winger as well. But Suarez was absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you receive funding and supers. Absolutely. I mean, that is the next step. And, you know, any support to the channel, it's not like forced or anything. It is just come here, chill, have a nice time, and let's talk some football. But yeah, I mean, that obviously comes with the territory of going up and being monetized and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the next stage, I guess. But again, never forced. Always grateful to have you here. Always appreciated, and will never be taken for granted. So cannot thank you guys enough for the support on the channel. Yeah, big up Button Gamer. Smash the like button, guys, on the way out. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. All of those things greatly appreciated. Do you mean like when am I next live? I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to be next live, actually. Sometimes it just happens in the spur of the moment. Sometimes it has to wait until like there's some breaking news or whatever. The likelihood is the next time I will be live will potentially be Monday. Monday, maybe? It'll be like Monday or Tuesday, potentially. Unless I get some free time at the weekend. We shall see. We shall definitely see. But just keep your eyes peeled on that. And we shall see. But it's likely going to be Monday. But of course, if something does break in the meantime over the weekend, then maybe. Who knows? Stick around. Like to keep people on their toes, that kind of thing. But yeah, greatly appreciate it from each and every single one of you. Hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. And get involved in the comments as well. If there's anything that you wanted to discuss in this video that I've discussed and you want to gauge your opinions out there, feel free to do so. Or if there's anything that you want to talk about for maybe future videos to come, then yes, then get involved with that, and we'll see if we can we'll see if we can feed it into another video or a live stream or whatever it may be for future videos to come. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for the support to the channel, and I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Peace.